All right, we are working on the 07 A8L today, and the window regulators are pretty notorious for going out on these cars. What the issue here is, if I can get close enough, this one didn't actually break all the way, but if you can see this tint that I just had done a couple months ago is, there you can see it right there, scratched all the way down. It's got some little nicks there and stuff. And what happens is these regulators, the top bracket here, you can see is bent. And it actually pulls this in. This should be completely straight. And it just due to the weakness of the metal, it pulls that in, and then this part actually contacts the glass because it's only a few millimeters from it to begin with. So these regulators are $500 or $600 a piece from Audi. So I got this off eBay. It's an entire inner panel. I got this for $40 shipped, which I thought was a pretty good deal. And yeah, we're gonna replace this whole panel. I've already got the new one in here, and I will show you what I did to get this out here. So I pulled this back down out of here. Here's the new regulator. See how it's completely straight and that other one was bent? And just to be careful, or just to be safe on this one, I actually filed this edge down in case this one does decide to bend. Let me see if I can get in there. You can kind of see it there. I ground that down. I've done that on all my other ones just in case it does bend. It's a flat edge instead of a point. So it might save the tint a little longer if it does that. Here's the inside of the door panel here. So this just goes up. If I can get this one-handed. Pops in like that. This edge goes up first, and then this snaps in. There's two little ears. You can see them down in there. This piece that actually snaps into the panel like that, and then same down on this side. And this car has the soft close. So this is the soft close actuator cable here. So just got a little bit more complicated stuff than a normal A8, but this is your soft close motor. This cable just hooks it back up to there. This is your door release cable here. I'm having to do this one-handed here, so it's not super easy, but I'm gonna put the camera down here and come back to this. All right, so I got both these in there. That's the soft close cable. Here's the door handle cable. There's just a handful of these, let me see what size these are. These are T30s that go all the way around the perimeter here. Just don't mix these up. There's a couple more T30s, but these are the actual bolts that go through the orange part for the window there. I've got the window taped up so it doesn't crash down here. When I lower it down, it should come back up through here. I'm gonna have to bump the window up to get the, you can see the orange brackets in there. Those need to be shown through the window here so you can bolt those back on. The window motor goes in, kind of slips over these there. And then there is three T25s that are going to go through there, and down there. I'll screw those back in, and then you just have to pop all of these wire retainer clips back on. And I'm gonna do that real quick and be right back. All right, so here's the soft close motor. That cable just goes around there, and then you snap that back in like that. And pop this back in. So I realized in the middle of filming that last shot there that since I did have soft close on this car, there's these mounting studs, 1, 2, 3, on my old inner door panel, and then this one I got off eBay doesn't have them there. And then I tried to swap the bolts over, which this is the back side, and they're apparently like pressed in, so I couldn't even get them out of there. So I had to drill all the rivets out of this regulator, and I'm in the process of putting them back in. These are like a 3/16, I believe, but they're a long shank. You just have to make sure they stick through the back side. And then The bigger rivets on there are a 1/4 inch. They go there, and you're gonna have to get a larger, I got this Harbor Freight large shank rivet tool last time I did one of these. So a normal rivet gun won't work on those, but I'm gonna rivet this back together and put it back in again. Okay, I've got the old, new, used window regulator riveted in. You can see the back side of these rivets there, and there. And I've got these studs here that I was talking about. These are the part that I couldn't get out. It's like pressed in there, so they're like, once they're in there, they're there. And now that I did look at it, there actually is a different part number. This one has a B after it, which I was unaware of. So I'm gonna put this back together and be back in a minute. All right, I got the door panel for the most part bolted back in here. Put all these T30s back in on the perimeter there. Make sure you get these pulled back through. This is all connected. Got all the wiring looms buckled up as well as we could. This car has the B&O stereo, so here's the speaker pod. It's just got 3 bolts that hold that in, and it sticks through there. So I will put that in there and be back in a minute. All right, the last thing we need to do is get the orange pieces back up to where we can bolt them in. So I'm gonna roll, I've got the ignition on. So we're gonna put it right about there. And then shut the ignition off. And then we're gonna undo the tape and drop the window down so it falls into the little catches for these things, and then put the bolts back in. All right, as you can see, when I move this up and down, you can see the behind there, those both line up, and there. So I'm gonna put the bolts back in, and then once we're all back together, we just roll the window up and down and make sure it goes smoothly. All right, I'm over here on the driver window switch. We're gonna try this. No crunching noises, which is good. You will have to relearn the automatic up and down, which you just hold it to the second spot until you hear it click. That click right there, and looks like we're good. All right, so I got the door panel back on. You basically just clip in this top part and then kind of swing the panel down. And then I had already taken them off, but there's 2 8mm, one there. And then it's hard to see, but you can see it right there. It's an 8mm there, and I will show you how to get that one in. All right, for this inside one, I just put a piece of like green painter's tape across that, stick that in like that, and then that'll hold the bolt from falling out. And just put it on until it's snug, and then just aim for there, and then that tape will just fall off. I was hoping it came out with that, but it didn't. And then last step, just put your panel on, put it in the back here, flip it in, and then push it in until it snaps. All right, so we got everything back together. I'm gonna try it one last time here. Make sure the auto down works. The auto up, and as you can see, you can see where it scratched it there. And we'll get the tint fixed and call it good. Thanks for watching.